Hello everyone, I'm just going to show you a video of reassembly of, I don't know what to call this. This is I will call it the air channel or the, I don't know what to call it, the filter holder of the Dyson vacuum. This is a Dyson V7 V8 battery vacuum. I didn't film the disassembly because it was really filthy and I don't want to make a mess while trying to make a video. So I've actually taken it apart in the bathroom, washed it out, let it dry, and then now I'm putting it back together. So hopefully from a reassembly you will be able to tell the disassembly process. And the most important part is I think you can see exactly how all those things come together because I've taken a few of these apart and I'm very familiar now. And the other point I want to make is that if you're taking out to wash, make sure you make sure it dries before you reassemble it, because anything that's still moist or damp and when you put it back together in like this, it's going to start to stink. So please make sure it's dry before you reassemble it. So let's start with this top piece. This is the top cover. I'm sure you recognize this. It's the first piece. Now what's right below this first piece is this one here. I don't know what to call this, but it has two gaskets. This red, it's a foam kind of gasket. Foam, it's made of foam. And then there is another gasket down here, the black gasket you can see here. So I'm not going to rip it out, I'm just going to put it back in. Okay, please take care of the gasket, don't damage it. Make sure you just wash it with some soapy water or just plain water, dry it out and put it back together. Now right after this, I'm going to put in is this piece. Now this piece is the one that actually connects the motor area. This is where the vacuum sucks the air out of, and then it diverts to another channel I'll show you later. So this sits basically on top of this here, but to make it easier, I'm just gonna use this. So the next piece that actually sits in here is this. It sits inside here like that. Okay, so this piece, I believe, goes here like that, and is the gasket below, the black gasket seals it, and then let's slide it in, and then this sits on top of it like that, and you can see this little bits here. They slide on top of this. See that? They slide on top and they sit nicely in there. And what you want to do is make sure it sits nicely here. Then you take another piece, which is this one, and this is where it goes in. It sits here like that, and you can see that these holes here aligns with this. So once it's aligned, you make sure that your gasket sits properly. There's little tabs here that you want to align. All is sealed nicely. And the next piece that goes down is this thing here full of tubes. So what I think it does is that, let me just show you here before I put it all back together. This is your filter vacuum, your filter, right? You stick the filter in here, okay? The air gets sucked in from the vacuum here. See my finger? So air gets sucked in. This is the clean part. So the clean air is here. The dirty air actually goes into this little gap here. So dirty air is actually flowing through this part, right? So it goes in to these little conical shaped stuff, and then goes into this area here before it gets transferred into the filter, before it comes out to this area. So I believe this conical shaped thing, what it does is that when air goes in, it expands, it creates some kind of vortex effect on the air. Okay, anyhow, not an aerodynamics engineer here, but that's how I see it works. Now this piece goes in, and this is the first part that you put in, and then you need to put some screws in. So I'm just gonna put this in. You make sure that, see, there's some rubber here. Let me just show you. There's rubber here, right? You see these two pieces of rubber here? Make sure the plastic goes in between them. Don't damage the rubber. You want your vacuum to seal properly. See that? You see the plastic going in between the rubber? I'm not sure if I can show it very clearly here, but the plastic is going in between the rubber. Okay? And you want that. And then you make sure all your gasket bits are sealed properly all around. You must see the little red gasket sealing. So once it's all sealed up, you can start putting screws in. So the screws are like that. There are 4 screws inside and 2 screws on the outside. The 4 longer screws goes on the inside. So I'm going to start putting the screws in. Okay, I'm not going to tighten them until I put all the screws down, okay? Anybody who has worked on cars would know that's how you put a gasket held component together. So it's gonna like lightly tighten them. And by the way, these are like modular Torx screws. This is a T8 Torx. It's all over the vacuum is full of T8 screws. You need them. These are not the best because this thick part here actually rubs against the plastic. If you have a straight Torx screw, that would be the best to use. Anyhow, let me just put the screws in first. Just gently turn them in a little bit, and then the last 2 front screws is T8. Once again, these are the short screws. So I'm not going to tighten them. I'm going to leave a little gap first, and then I'll tighten them bit by bit, just to sit them down properly. So here's the first one. This is the first one I'm going to sit onto the gasket, and then we'll do it in a cross pattern. I'm going to do this one first. It's kind of hard to get to it from an angle. 1, okay. Then I'll do the next one, and then this, and I'll do this 2, and then this is when I'll tighten them. Once again, don't make it too tight. Finger tight to me is enough. Okay, finger tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this part is assembled. This is the first component. And this is how it looks like. Now the second part is this. There's this little thing here. Let me just show you again. This is where the filter goes in, and this is basically the channel for the air to flow from this bit here. It goes into this. The air flows into here. So this is the clean part of the filter. The dirty part is actually inside. Okay. So this is the clean air duct. It sits here. It's kind of hard to wiggle it in, but you can. So it takes some patience. Push it in. These are all rubber gaskets over here. I had to scrub them as well to clean it out. Just be careful when scrubbing them. Don't use too much force to clean it. So now, there you go. It's nicely sitting in there. This is where your filter goes. You can see it. Okay. And then the third part is this. So this is where the dirty stuff goes in. This is actually the dirtiest part of the whole vacuum. When I took it apart, all the crap was stuck here and in here and on the outside of this. So this goes in like that. Okay, and this is where you put the next 5 screws in, also T8s. They go in here. 1. Once again, finger tight will do it in a star pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. So let me just tighten this down now. So this is the first one I'm going to tighten down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, finger tight. Don't overdo it. Okay, it's plastic. Don't break it. Just tighten enough to hold it down. Okay. So all is done. this is the last part, and this is actually one of the hardest part to get out. I used a car pry tool to go underneath it to pull the clips out. So I'm gonna just show you on video what the clips look like. Okay, these are the clips, and they hook underneath this. Can you see this? They hook underneath it like this. So the clips are sitting below this. Okay, and to take it out, you have to pry it away and up. So it goes in like this, and I have to get something inside to pry away, and push up. So you have to go around slowly, clip, 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 and take it out. And so the last piece goes in like this. To put it back is fairly simple. It clips back in. So you just have to push it back. Align it. Oh yeah, before I forget, there is a gasket over here, a rubber gasket over here, which you can remove and clean as well. It's fairly simple. But then, this is the piece that you kind of have to clip back in. Let me just align it properly before I damage it. Be gentle. This little aluminum, I don't know what it's made of, stainless steel or aluminum, does get crushed if you put too much force on it. So, oh man, I can't put it together. Why? I had the same difficulty taking this particular one apart, so I'll be a little bit careful and make sure I don't fuck anything up. Okay, double checked. So here's how it should fit. Press, done. There you go. And then push the plastic. The plastic sits inside, and make sure it's all sitting inside properly. Okay, so there you have it. The last piece is this little rubber gasket on the top. Just put it back in, and we have a very, very clean Dyson. I don't know what this is called, but air filter compartment, air channel. Oh, okay. And this is the last piece, right? This is the release mechanism. Goes in here, I believe, like this. No, wrong way. This way. No? Is this the right way? No, it's wrong. Okay. And then you have 4 screws. These are slightly larger. These are T something else. T10 maybe. Let's see. Is this T10? T9. The T9 here. Oh yeah, it's T9. So these are T9s. Slightly larger than usual, and it's not a big deal. The T8s might just work if you don't use too much strength on it. So just gonna put this down. You realize I'm always using, I'm always tightening cross pattern. It's a habit that I've developed from working on vehicles. So here's one more, the last screw. Go in nicely. Okay, tighten, finger tight, finger tight, finger tight, finger tight. Good enough. Seems like there's some water stuff here. Just clean it out. Don't get water in there, okay? Water is bad. Finger tight. Okay, there you have it. This is the assembly, and just for the fun of it, I'm just gonna put it back together into the vacuum and see how it looks. Here it is. This is the main unit. This is the there you go. Good enough. And thank you for watching.